Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the screen capture for pathology lecture, especially for the lectures 1 and 2. I am going to discuss certain basic things related for this lecture. So first let us know what is pathology. Pathology means it is a study of it is a study of pathology means it is a study of diseases. In this pathology we will be studying about what causes the disease, that is called etiology, and mechanism of disease. Mechanism of diseases. So that is called pathogenesis. Okay. So because of these reasons, the patient gets symptoms and signs. So if you see a patient having some problem, some symptoms and signs and comes to you, if you have a understanding why it comes and what causes this, then only you can able to treat that patient. So pathology becomes essential for any doctor. So if they know pathology, they can better treat the patient. In that way, it is very important branch of important subject in the medicine. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about pathology. As I said, today we are going to discuss about two lectures. The lecture 1 is cellular adaptation and lecture 2 is cellular injury. So related to that, let me discuss certain things about cell. Okay, so human body is made up of many organs such as like heart, lung, liver, kidney, skin, so brain, like that. It is made up of many organs. Each organ has lot of tissues, different types of tissues. Each organ has different types of tissues, and that tissue is all made up of cells. The tissues are all made up of cells. So if you take any cell, they have a cell membrane. Okay, and they have a nucleus, and nucleus contains chromatin reticulum. Nucleus contains chromatin reticulum, which while during division it becomes chromosomes, and inside the chromosomes we have the nuclear genetic material, that is DNA. And this is nucleus is also has nuclear membrane. Okay, then we have a tubular structure which contains ribosomes. It is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, rough endoplasmic reticulum. And the small dotted structures are ribosomes, which contains RNA. Okay, and there are free ribosomes which is surrounding the nucleus. Okay, and after that we have Golgi complex, Golgi apparatus, Golgi apparatus, and we have small vesicles which is loaded with enzymes. This is called lysosomes, and we have smooth endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum which stores calcium, and we also have the most important organelle, mitochondria, and which is responsible for energy production. And in the cell membrane we have lot of channels. This one of the channel is called sodium potassium ATPase channel. Okay, so these are the important organelles which is present in the cell, and each organelle has specific function. For example, cellular membrane which protects from the outer environment of the cell, and which is the one differentiates the internal cellular environment with the external cellular environment. So outside is called extracellular environment, inside is called intracellular environment. In the extracellular environment, sodium is more, potassium is less, whereas inside sodium is less, potassium is more. And when you compare calcium, outside is less but in the cell is more, calcium is more, but it is all stored in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and in the mitochondria. In the cytoplasm the calcium is very less and it is very minimal, so calcium should not be available freely in the cytoplasm. It is very dangerous because if any lysosomal enzymes comes out, then if the calcium is there, it will activate the enzyme. Okay, so that's for that reason the calcium is not freely available in the cytoplasm. Okay, so now let us discuss what are the function of these organelles. Okay, so you all know the chromatin reticulum is which contains DNA, and it serves as a genetic, it stores our genetic component, and ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus, these are all involved in protein synthesis. This whole mechanism involved in protein synthesis, and lysosomal enzymes. So these lysosomal enzymes which sometimes degrade the certain parts of the cell, and if it has to be removed, or if any bacteria comes, if it is a immune cell, the lysosomal enzymes help in killing the bacteria. Okay, so this mitochondria, you all know, it produces ATP, and it produces ATP by using oxygen it forms the ATP, that is called oxidative phosphorylation. Otherwise called as aerobic respiration, or it can use glucose, that is glycogen, to form ATP. If oxygen is not available, then the they form a byproduct because of this breaking down of glucose, breakdown of glycogen, and it forms lactic acid. Okay, so if they use glycogen, it is called anaerobic respiration. So here the problem is they produce more lactic acid. Okay. So as I said, in the cell membrane we have sodium potassium ATPase channel which need ATP, which need energy. So that's why they have enzyme ATPase. They need ATP. This ATPase enzyme break the ATP and they produce energy that is used by this channel. So they can allow certain amount of sodium out and certain amount of potassium in. So that's why they maintain this concentration, difference in concentration outside and inside the cell. Okay, so this channel is very important, but this channel requires energy. So it is called active channel. It is called active channel. It requires energy. So they get the ATP and they break the ATP and they get the energy. So ATP comes from mitochondria. This ATP comes from mitochondria. So these are the some of the major organelles which is present in the cell, and I discussed about their function. Okay. So now you should also know these cells, the cells in the whole human body, which all comes from the single cell, that is called zygote. You all know about zygote, right? So this is the cell, this is the first cell, so it produces the complete human structure, that is called zygote. So this cell is called totipotent. Totipotent means total potency, totipotent stem cell. Totipotent stem cell. So from this to have the complete human body, right? So first of all they divide and they form a set of cells which are arranged in layers. So there are three group of cells which are arranged in three group of layers. Okay, these three layers are called ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Okay, so from the ectoderm, from this group of cells which is present in the ectoderm, we get skin and brain. From this group of cells which is present in the mesoderm, we get muscle, bone, cartilage and blood vessel, blood cells, like that. From the endoderm, majority of the epithelium comes from that. For example, GIT epithelium. Okay, so these are the structures come from these cells. Okay, and skin contains epithelium. Okay, so contains cells. These cells or multi-layer, okay, and these cells grow and they form a thick protein coat outside, that is called keratin, and these cells sit on a membrane that is called basement membrane, and this is called epidermis. Epidermis. So this epidermal cells, okay, we have a name called stratified, stratified means multi-layer, stratified means multi-layer, squamous, because the cells are flat in appearance, so it is called squamous, squamous epithelium. But this epithelium is come from the ectoderm. This epithelium comes from the ectoderm. Okay, so this epithelium, all the layers, the basal layer, that is the base cells, sits on the membrane called basement membrane. This membrane is called basement membrane. Okay, and beneath the basement membrane we have connective tissue that is called dermis, that is called dermis. This dermis cells contains, this dermis contains blood vessels. This all comes from the mesoderm. Okay, so when you see a single organ, it contains tissues from ectoderm and mesoderm. Okay, so this you should understand. Okay, so why? Because the primary structure of that organ is called parenchyma. The supporting structure of that organ is called mesenchyma. Inshallah, I will discuss more in detail in the next video.